Alright, that's enough of that shit. We're going to take this shit over again.
It's time to go.
Yeah. We had Polka Dubstep and then Cotton Eye Joe. Really? Really, Chunk?
It's better than that fucking Fox song last week. Not kidding.
That's right.
Where'd the fox go? Right in the goddamn closet. That's where the fox went.
By the way, for those of you that want to see fucking Chunk stateside, Chunk will be at Vape Bash. I heard that he's really upset because he might not be able to bring as much candy back with all the onesies he's bringing over. I heard he's bought one for every 15 minutes he'll be at Vape Bash.
So there's the mail. I mean, you got the Royal Post Office. I mean, if he mails the onesies, they can't break those. They broke my fucking Green Man when I ordered it.
Oh.
Yeah, I got a Green Man from over there. I had it custom made. I got it in the mail from the Royal Post Office. Just smashed to pieces.
All right, let's hit this fucking intro. Let's get this shit started.
Yeah.
A modern day warrior, mean stride. Today's Tom Sawyer, mean pride. And though his mind is not for race, to put him down is arrogant. His deserve a quiet defense, writing out the day's events.
I gotta change my picture. That's a baby cloud.
That's a baby cloud. Should we show him some real clouds?
I think you should.
Okay, let's show him some real clouds.
You know who that is, don't you?
That's the boy Sean.
Yep. That's a funny line from the ERF. She's awesome. She's a wild chick, man. Applebee's McFriday. Rocking her ERF shirt. I got mine out tomorrow too. It's the honky. He's a fucking ninja, dude.
They're like gun apples.
Now I have no idea who this guy is.
That's Dan. Oh. That's one sexy motherfucker right there.
See, somebody else has some Valkyrie love there.
Yeah, that's another buddy of mine. He's rocking a paper hot. That's good juice. What they call me. I haven't tried it. People that I knew don't know that I trust say it's real good.
Yes, the music is loud during the parade of clouds. Just to get you pumped up for the show.
Mike Bundy. His freaking nose is made out of Kevlar. Look at that shit. That's highfalutin rapper right there. That's what happens, folks. Mr. Bundy. He's a funny son of a bitch, dude. He's great.
So what's up, people?
So that's it.
If you don't like clouds, if you don't like rebuildables, we'll see you in 2 hours. This is The Resistance. It's a show all about rebuildables, helping people. God damn, here we go with my fucking...
Turn it up. Is that Freedom Rock, man? Turn it up.
The only thing I don't like about this new computer is the fucking microphone.
No, it's no good?
Well, Windows 8 likes to take control. You have audio.
Oh, yeah. I do have audio.
Hang on, they're saying I don't have audio. You're going to get to hear a loop back. Hang on, they're saying I don't have... Okay, I have audio. I can hear myself.
I can hear you.
So, yeah. All right. Yes, I'm rocking the Chaos shirt, supporting the geek in me.
I'm rocking the ERF shirt. Supporting the rebuilder in me. Cool, glad you like that, noob. Should I show him the Valk?
Yeah, show him the Valk.
You guys want to see the Valkyrie? This is fucking sexy. Look at the lines. It's like a Ferrari. The button issue. Yeah, it is. It's nice in the hands. It's actually stealth. I like that it's no muss, no fuss. There's no other tube. It takes an 18650, and that's all it takes. The build deck's a little small, but it's all right. This airflow control, the threads are like butter. It's madness. It's a really high quality mod.
He is having some button issues, but he says there's a fix coming for it.
Yeah, there is. They almost recalled it. What happens is the pin in there doesn't sit just right, and when it hits the contacts in there, instead of hitting flush, there's a little bit of space on one side of it, depending upon how the button's turned. And what happens is there's some arcing in there, so it gets a little hot. But the fix is on the way. I actually talked right to one of the owners. Vicious Ant, I gotta tell you, I got a hold of them, and I actually talked to the owners. It's weird to do that.
Yep.
I mean, that's what I try to do with all my customers too, but it's weird to call, these guys are big. Vicious Ant is big. And you get on there and, they text you right away, you ask a question, and there's like a group, Facebook group, you ask a question. Mine was about the button, boom, one of the owners of the company hits me right up. We got the fix, you need to fill this out, blah, blah, blah. And so it should be on the way. Yeah, I got a Chaplin drip tip right here on my Nimbus.
No, he doesn't sell them. Vicious Ant does.
No, I don't sell them. I wish. Maybe someday. There is another run of Valks coming.
Now, since we're asking what he sells, why don't we cover, as people notice, we have sponsors down at the bottom. Now, My volume's not that low, Lester. I'm listening to myself, actually.
Yeah.
I have it in the headsets. I turned the monitors on. So I'm not going to be talking a lot. I can actually hear myself now, though. Alright, so we actually got sponsors down bottom. Now, we're not going to be doing giveaways. We don't want people coming in just for the giveaways. We want people coming for the content that we're going to be covering. But we do have discount codes. So I'm going to throw that in the room right now.
You got 20% off my site, anything on it, anything on the site, from wick to wire.
And if you need hardware and you're just getting into rebuildables, Venerable Vaping has actually set up a page for us. It's the Resistance page. Has about anything you could want on it. And right now it's running 20% off of IGOs and AGAs. Code is UD20 for him. Green Man, sub-ohming fluid. Yeah, get 20% off of that. And he has normally low prices anyhow, so that's an even better deal.
Yeah.
Code there is the Resistance. So join us. Now, each show I'm going to cover what's on the screen. So over there, you got the Green Man, the Juice Maker, the Fat Guy palette, the Nose Hitter, the Lung Hitter, the Dripper, Nitrobex, the Nerd, with the blue text underneath of him. Now, anything in orange on the screen is really important. There are two calculations you need to know. You need to know how to calculate your watts. You need, more importantly, to know how to calculate your amps. Watts is your voltage squared divided by your resistance. Amps is your volts divided by resistance. Don't sub-ohm unless you know what your battery can do. Do the math, check it out, do the math again. If you're not sure, ask somebody else to double check your math.
There's also the app for the iPhone. It's great. You can get that app and throw it on your iPhone.
There's also Ohm's Law calculator online.
Yep. We actually I posted a thing in the files this week on the Resistance Facebook group. It's a list of batteries. The higher the sub-ohm batteries. It gives you actually the actual numbers, the amps, the what the safe coil wrapping would be. It's a pretty good little chart. Check it out. Use it. You don't have to get down. You don't have to get down and get to. You can do this safe without being a scientist about it.
Yep. And
so,
why don't we talk about that? Because I'm holding something special in my hand here.
What do you got there?
The first one onshore from China. This is a Silver Dog clone, made by H Cigar. They reached out to me and asked me to review it. So I'm sitting here vaping through it, getting my notes wrote. Now, as y'all know, Green Man's the dripper. I'm the tank user. So let me pull this bad boy apart. I got just a little bit of juice on it from filling it up, so it'll take me just a second.
It's nice looking. It's nice. It's nice size. You said it was 18350 mode, right?
Yeah, it's 18350. Now, one thing you'll know if you're a Jenny user, you got your fucking air hole, and that air hole has to be towards you. Like, if you've ever seen like that VW diesel commercial where the chick starts to fill it up and everybody starts running and saying no. Whenever you see like a sub-ohm Jenny user with the air hole out and they're getting ready to hit it, everybody's like, no. Okay, so what's special about this one is, let me get it to focus a bit there. If you notice, my wick is not on the side. It's dead center. Down into the tank. So I screw on the cap. It doesn't matter where the fuck my air hole is, because
that's nice.
It's going to get equal airflow everywhere.
That's smart building right there. About time somebody thought of that.
Well, the original Silver Dog's been around for a while, but lost a lot of popularity because there was a lot of problems with dead shorting on them. So the first thing I did, and if you're a sub-ohmer, you need one of these, is I grabbed this handy-dandy little tool right here, a multimeter. I took the atomizer head off and started metering everywhere the battery touched to make sure there were no shorts on it, all the way up till when I built the coil and I metered the coil. So, just to show you how well this works, the hole's towards y'all, as you can see, and I'm not cheating, there's no hole on the back side. There's one hole on this, and it's right there. I'm going to take a lung hit. Now, any other Jenny, I would be coughing and grabbing my throat and reaching for my drink because I would have just got a dry hit. Off of a nice 10-second lung hit. Doesn't matter where the air hole is. Now, on the other end, H Cigar hooked me up with something else.
Well, you know, and here's the thing too with H Cigars, they really build good shit, man.
Except for this thing I'm holding in my hand. And Mr.
Well, nobody's had luck with that.
Mr. D, you're going to get a crack at trying to make this work. This is the Aqua Clone. Okay. Now, everybody knows how I feel about K-Fun stuff. It does have an adjustable airflow. It leaks like a sieve for me. And with dual coils in it, yeah, I'm getting nothing. It's horrible.
Really?
Now, what I do like is Hot Sig is the one that got me this from H Cigar. They're the ones that sent me the stuff I'm showing to you. It's got a silver pin in there. Now, what I didn't like about it is the silver pin wasn't isolated. So I just took an extra O-ring that they included in there for the top cap, put it around my post. Ta-da! Insulated positive pin.
Now hold that up again. It almost looks like those little boots for the AGAs would fit in there too.
No, it wouldn't. Let me take it off so I can get to it. I looked at those.
It wouldn't fit in there?
Huh. Sorry, it's kind of dark in here, but that's a removable pin.
Yeah.
That's silver plated. It actually unscrews so you can change it. I just took a small O-ring and put it on there. Now, I had a single coil rocking in here just fine. The second I tried to put a dual coil, everything went south quickly.
Now, I mean, I've heard, I have a couple of friends that have the Aqua. And he's not having a good luck with it.
No, and like I said, I don't think it's a design flaw or I don't think it's a production flaw of H Cigar that I'm having an issue with. I think it's the Addy. It does have adjustable juice flow.
Yeah.
It has adjustable airflow. It's the Aqua Clone, yeah. So.
Now the air is adjusted by the drip tip, right? Or kind of on the drip tip.
The juice.
That's
the juice is adjusted by the drip tip. So let's yank this apart. I just pulled my drip tip out. This one does come with a removable drip tip, and you can use any 510 drip tip on it. You have this top part, which is the cap for your tank. Okay?
Yep.
You have your chimney. Now, as you saw, your chimney sticks up through that. So as you tighten and loosen it, that opens and closes the holes that you can let the juice in through.
Okay.
Now, the tank section.
Well, hold on a second. Now, how many trollops or whatever you call them are there? How many juice flow segments are cut into the Addy?
4.
4. It's got 4.
Yep.
Okay.
Let me get that up. You're going to see a nano coil in here right now. I'm playing with it to try to get it to where I like it. So it does have a extremely tiny nano coil in it. Okay.
Well, the way these things were explained to me, the K-Funds and... Okay. Oh, yeah, I see it. Okay, so 4. Yeah. The way these things, the guy there, the one I said was a ninja there doing the calls on the parade, Dan with the dreadlocks. He explained it, and he explained it the best I've heard it explained yet between K-Fun and the drippers. Drippers you teach to run right, you know what I mean, by your build, by your airflow, so on and so forth. You teach the dripper. But with a K-Fun in these style addies like this, you can't teach them, you have to learn them.
Yeah. Which is why I haven't finished my review on it yet, because I think it might just be... I'm not a big fan of the bottom coil, K-Fun, Aqua Clone kind of thing, so it might just be me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going to let another builder I trust, Mr. D there in the room, take a stab at it and see if he can get it running right for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then his guy in Rare Play Toy he's going to love to play with. The third thing I got from this week is the Cobra clone. The new H Cigar Cobra clone that isn't just a Cobra in name. It actually looks like the Cobra. Let's get to the deck of this bad boy.
Alan's actually got the clone. He's got a Cobra clone.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Really thick deck. It's got a really thick top cap, really tiny hole, air hole. It's got the 2 knurled nuts on it. It's got the 3 hex head screws. Looks awesome. Mr. D, since he's going to be building my Aqua that he just learned about, is going to be comparing this to his regular one. He has an actual Cobra, so we're going to vape them side by side and see how they compare. That's my stuff from China.
Well, it'll be interesting to look at the 2 decks side by side.
Yeah, they look pretty much spot on from what I can remember.
Yeah.
Gotta Race wants to know if your nose healed yet from last week.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. It actually took hair. It actually burnt hair.
Wow. Now, we were talking about safe vaping. This is a 350 only, and nobody has any experience with this yet. So I'm running an AWIMR with a 6 amp limit, but it's known for shorting. So while this one's a 0.3, and I got a flat 1 ohm back there on the Pro Vari because that's the lowest the Pro Vari will take, and I can build down to those low numbers. Who wants to take a guess at what I built this one at?
I already know, so I can't guess.
I know you can't guess. I'm trying to get room engagement.
0.2 now. Come on with it.
Haven't tried the new purple E-Fest. Guitar Collector, you're close. Mr. D, you're close. In between you two. Everybody that's guessing below an ohm, this is a 350 that's known for shorting. 1.2, close enough, guys. So, this is a 350 that's known for shorting in the original. I would never put just a flat sub-ohm coil on this. I built it to a safe level with a safe margin of error. Now that I know it doesn't short, what I'm going to build it at is 0.9, which is what the battery will hold.
Yeah, always test your equipment and your batteries first. When you get new batteries, test them too. You know, don't go right for a 0.45 build. Check your shit out. Make sure you're doing it right.
So there's your safety lesson for today.
We don't need to feed the beast. Right. There's enough people out there that already talk enough shit about sub-ohm, and we don't need to feed them. We just need to be smarter than them.
PF Flyer, the rest of your message got cut off. The Fogger 2.5 I haven't experienced personally yet, though. Oh, any ideas? I would always use juice over saliva. Just saying. a little bit of vegetable glycerin or a little bit of propylene glycol goes a long way. I probably wouldn't use Nick juice. I would use straight PG or straight VG to lube the O-rings.
He said lube.
Now this is the only problem with this show when I break out my sub-ohms with the big air holes. It's like I can't read the chat half the time.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. It's tough driving. If I don't remember to exhale
into the passenger seat,
I crack my window and I exhale out the side of my mouth. But if I don't do that, I actually lose complete sight of the road from like 3 to 5 seconds. Sometimes it's ridiculous.
It puts a whole new meaning to don't fucking drip and drive.
You just gotta remember, you know, you gotta blow it out the side of the mouth there and right out the window.
Kind of like that. I actually do not have a pass-through. And I have a confession to make. This is worth muting the music for. I have a confession to make. I've been a bad boy. I finally put in my first Fast Tech order.
I have yet to do that.
I had resisted a long time, but I could not find the Fugatti clone stateside.
I was checking that out.
I did do e-packet. A lot of you know me. Know I like 350s. No, I don't sub-ohm on my 350s. If I do, it's like a 0.9. I don't go deep sub-ohm in my 350s, but I love how it disappears into your hand. It's a great stealth vape.
Yeah.
So
well, here's my nemesis with now this is my nemesis with my K-Fun on it, and it's in 350 mode because all I do is I do a 0.9 with it. It's small.
You're not on cam.
What do you mean? Oh,
there you go.
So it's small, but it's at a 0.9. Vaping peanut butter and jelly in this. Did I tell you about the peanut butter and jelly yet?
No.
I got it, dude. I nailed it. It's fucking like peanut butter and jelly.
That's one I can't have. Jelly's bad for me. Fruit pack.
Well, it's strawberry.
Oh, that'll be fine then. If it was jelly,
no, it's strawberry, but it doesn't. It tastes. It's good. It's good. It's like vaping a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's actually a little strange.
Oh, I did learn my first lesson about Fast Tech though is not to fucking order drip tips because otherwise my shit would have shipped already. The drip tips aren't going to be available till the fucking 17th.
Well, now they must be out of their New Year celebration, back to work, right?
No, they haven't left on it yet. They leave the 25th.
We got bottles today from China, so. Oh, they haven't left yet?
They haven't left yet. The 25th.
This is really in the K-Fun. It's weird because the first time I've had peanut butter in the back of my mind for a while, but I don't have a lot of time, to mess around with flavors anymore. Mm-hmm. But this one's good, man. This one's it's a good one.
Yeah, I know I could cancel that item and get it to ship, but there was like 4 items, so I might as well just wait. I want the Fugatti clone, but I'm not hurting for mods.
Yeah. I supposedly have a Chi-Yu in the mail waiting for me at home.
Now, quick pimp, yes, this is the Nitro Power Night, where I go crazy and do shows from 7 until God knows when. Let me see what drip tip it was. No, that's not the one I got. I want some wide bore drip tips, so I ordered a couple wide bore drip tips. That's actually something we could talk about that would be good for this show. A lot of sub-owners really like their clouds.
Yeah.
Who doesn't know that? Okay. Your build is only part of what gives you your clouds. Your wick, your airflow, and your drip tip all can immensely help with your clouds as well as your inhale technique.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you want to get into this a bit there, Green Man?
Well, you got your wide bore drip tips are good for a lot of positive airflow. You'll see a lot of sub-owners. Some of them will even take their drip tips right off and go directly from the Addy.
So like this.
The harder you can get that airflow to hit those coils, the more vapor it makes, the more flavor you have. It's fun to make clouds. It's awesome to make clouds.
That's off the 3.4 on a 1.0 Addy.
Yeah. I'll do this. This is a wide bore. This is the Vicious Ant Chaplain. It's a wide bore. It's on my Nimbus. It's on my Magneto. This is a .33.
Now, while we're talking about wide bores, I can show you the difference while he's hitting that up there. So, this is a standard bore drip tip. This is a wide bore drip tip. Let me make this a little more apparent. The standard bore drip tip, the entire tip will almost fit in the wide bore.
Yeah. It just allows you in your it's like you said, it works with your inhale tactics. It always, in the wide bore, it just gets boom. It's like a car. Think about like when you were in college or whatever again, and you took a can of beer and you put the hole in the can of beer, and you take your finger off at how that beer goes in. And that's the same way with the vape.
Kind of like that.
Yes.
Okay, so inhale technique. If you want clouds, all the ego users, we're going to tell you the opposite of what you've always heard. Don't try this on an ego with a CE4. You're going to get a shitty experience. If you want clouds, you got to have a steady draw all the way down into your lungs. You also have had to been off of cigarettes for a while so you can take a nice long deep inhale. If you only can inhale a quart of air, you're not going to get the clouds that somebody that can inhale a liter of air can. So, high VG does help at a base, but if you're not wicking fast enough, high VG can actually hurt you. Which on a dripper doesn't matter that much because you're feeding into cotton. But when you try to go cloud chasing on something like a Jenny, you need it thin enough that it'll go up the wick.
But you still don't want to choke your wicks out on a dripper either.
Right.
You don't want to. When you're putting your cotton in your wicks, let your cotton expand into your coil. That makes sense to you guys. So it'll be real loose going in, and then wet it down and let it expand right into the coil.
Now, the last part of the puzzle we were talking about is your air hole. I wish there was a science I could tell you on this thing. Your air hole depends on who you are, on how big you want it.
Yep.
Start small, keep going until you get it where you like it.
So I run on my Nemesis, I run dual 1/8 inch air holes.
I should get my lung hit cap out.
Or not on my Nimbus. So those are 1/8 inch. They create some airflow in there.
This is my comfortable vaping cap. You can see how tiny that is. This is my, I'm going to blow little clouds cap, and then my lung hit cap has dual 1/8 inch air holes, which I'm grabbing right now. As soon as I can find it.
You see the clouds I'm making right now, I'm making that on 50/50. So,
small secret, that's what I vape too, because it wicks well.
yeah. And it still carries. You still have your, your PG to carry. Like PG is good for flavor.
Yeah, and
And that's the way it is.
a lot of people that sub them might have started for the clouds, but they found the flavor through it too.
Yeah. Oh, there's nothing. If you get a dripper set up right and everything's going good, there is nothing. K-Fun or not, it doesn't. If you can build up enough vape that you blow it out and you can't see your face anymore, you're getting flavor. I don't care if it's coming out of a K-Fun. I don't care what it's coming out of. And it is. It's like a velvet. The way I explain it is like a velvet cloud of flavor. And it lingers with you. And it's good if you have a juice that's layered, like your mother's milk and stuff like that, and Vapeaholics and the juices. The people that know how to layer the juices, you actually get a second experience. There's nothing like it, and it's warm.
Oh, and I know the part we didn't mention about cloud chasing. Yeah, you don't want to exhale liquid. If you're getting juice in your mouth, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, you flooded your Addy.
Yeah, and if you flood your Addy, you're not getting enough air. It's reducing your cloud.
Yep. You want your cotton wet. Now this ridiculous build that I have going on this, it's a .33, 3 to 4 hits, and I've cleared out the entire, the entire backup supply in there, or whatever you want to call it. But it's not always like that. Now on my Valkyrie here, it's about a .6, and I get a good, I don't know, 9 or 10 pulls off it, maybe normal, regular. I mean, I always take big hits.
Yeah.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I do it for the flavor. I do it when I'm alone. I'm not cloud chasing. I just do it because that's what I like to do. But
Now, the one part we didn't cover of the, sorry if I keep waving, that's where chat is.
yeah,
The one part we didn't cover about making clouds is your exhale technique really matters. I'm going to take 2 equal hits. The first one I'm going to blow hard. The second one I'm going to let the vapor come out at a natural pace. That's a 5-second lung hit. Notice the difference. So,
yeah.
we got the cloud chasing out of the way. Let's go back to the safety. Does everybody know this yet? Have I beat it into your head enough? Do I need to make it blink? Here. Ohm's Law's blink.
How many folks we got in here tonight?
I'll check in just a second. Okay, so you got Ohm's Law blinking. Now let's get our amps calculation blinking.
Oh, you made it blink.
Yeah, I turned it off and on really fast.
Oh.
Those are gamer reflexes, baby. Ready? Okay, let's see how many we have in chat. In chat right now, we have 85.
Yeah.
We're 30 minutes into the show.
Yeah.
Some people that showed up for the first one realized there weren't giveaways.
Yeah, but that's all right. We don't want people here for giveaways anyway.
Yep.
So. How fast can he yank what?
I don't go for speed burns or friction burns. Yeah.
He goes for solder burns, though.
Chunk was there when I made the first Nitro Hybrid. And yes, I did solder my junk by accident.
Oh, no, you soldered your junk?
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
I had like gym shorts on, and like a glob of solder fell off my mod into my lap.
Ugh.
Hence, I now have a workbench behind me,
Yeah.
which used to be over by my relaxed chair.
You should tuck your... You want to hear a funny story happened to me a couple weeks ago? I was building a coil, and there must have a piece of wire must have fell on my shirt.
Ooh.
So I didn't see it, and I got up and I went to use the facilities, and pulled my pants down, and sat down. Well, this piece of wire must have fallen from my shirt down into my pants.
Oh.
Pulled my pants up. I started walking out to the living room, and right in the sack.
Oh.
And it drew blood.
Yeah, it was 28 gauge,
Oh my
wasn't
god, it was 28 gauge.
it? Oh.
It's become a normal thing around it doesn't even faze my wife anymore when she's walking through the house and she gets stabbed in the foot.
Yeah.
We've actually got to the point now where it doesn't even, just another piece of wire.
It's because you finally got your foot calloused enough.
Well, no, they still go in. It's just like it's to the point now, like where it's one of those. It doesn't hurt anymore. But the one in the sack was bad. There was blood. It was traumatic.
I can imagine. Okay, so we had a question from Jeff6780. Does anyone know what eVape's OK PG VG ratio? On their premium VG line, it's what many people refer to as reduced PG. That means it's pretty much all VG except for the flavoring. So the PG VG will vary depending on how much flavoring's in it.
It's probably around an 80-20, 70-30. Yeah.
Probably closer to 80-20. I vaped this stuff before.
Actually, 20-80, I should say. You always put the PG first.
You do it alphabetical order.
So it would be like a 20-80 or 70. So the lowest we usually go is we put it on our site. If we can go lower, we'll go to the 20-80. But usually it's 30-70. That's as low as we pretty much say. It depends on their nick level.
Dr. Farm, I tried working over a magnetic bowl. Yeah, didn't work quite so well for me. It's a great idea, and if you can pull it off...
That is a good idea.
My magnetic bowl was about yay big, and I always wound up getting... You know how when you're trying to set the coil just right, the magnet would pull the drill bit or the coil away from where I was trying to set it to.
Yeah, I can see that would be a little bit of a pain in the ass. I won't rebuild in bed.
Oh, hell no.
I won't do it. I won't. The wife doesn't even have to tell me no. I just won't do it. This is nice with the headphones and the microphone tonight. I feel like I can hear everything. Last week, I couldn't even really hear what you were saying. And trying to pay attention to what you were saying, then I would miss what's going on in the chat. It was rough. But my daughter reclaimed her purple headphones. So the mythical purple headphones are gone.
You know you can pick up some more of those from Five Below.
Yeah, they were good. They were nice too. They were skull candy.
Oh,
they brought me luck.
They're $30.
They brought me luck. The purple headphones did. Now I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen.
Well, okay. Tech geek in me. Anybody that wants good quality, cheap headphones, Skull Candy is the way to go. I use Skull Candy earbuds as part of my monitor system. So
yeah, they're good. These are good too. These are Logitech. I went to Walmart and got them. They were $15.
Yeah.
No muss, no fuss. Good enough for me. It'd be nice to have wireless ones, but
Sennheiser is really nice, but they're really expensive. Like, I have the G35s on right now. Now I'll probably take them around with me, but it used to be if I was going out to do a mobile broadcast, the G35s were staying at home. They're too expensive.
Yeah. I was impressed with your setup at that vape meet in Jersey. I couldn't believe it. You really brought the your fucking monitor is what I use for my TV in my bedroom. Like, same thing even.
I'm getting ready to get 2 more of those. After Bash, my goal is to get 2 more of those.
I hope I can go to Bash. I really do. I hope. I was supposed to hear something back about maybe getting a table there. I haven't heard yet, so I would imagine that means I'm not getting a table at this point. But,
probably not. Still gotta go though.
Yeah, I do. I want to go. Especially, I want to go. I want to meet Chunk, punch him in the ass neck, and yeah, it'd be nice to go.
Okay, so we've been rambling for about 45 minutes. What kind of questions do you guys got?
Come on, hit us up with the questions.
Here, I got something that'll spawn questions.
Ooh, farted. I'm going to probably have to say it was you, Chunk.
Yeah, it was Chunk that farted.
Can you wash those onesies? If you fart into those onesies, does it stay?
I'm pretty sure they all got brown stains in them.
Do they have ass flaps?
What's a good gauge needle to make nanocoils on? Nanocoils, for a nano, you probably want a 20-24 gauge. Okay. For a micro, you want like 14-16 gauge or a drill bit.
This is what I use for my microcoils. It's one of those precision screwdrivers. I don't know what size it is. I think it's like a 1/16th, actually. If I hold it up next to a 1/16th drill bit, I'll let you know. But it's nice because it's got the handle on
it. I would love to show you how to build the Aqua, but since I'm having problems with it till I figure it out, I'm not going to show anybody how to build it because I'm doing it wrong.
Right. You gotta build on it for a couple. Yeah, so it's the same exact size as a 16th-inch drill bit. So I guess that would mean it's a 16th of an inch. I still have this piece of, I have never used it. It's Eco Wool that my friend sent me.
Okay. J-Sand had a really great question.
What is it?
Still new here, but I see a lot about magnets. What are they used for?
Oh, for the switches?
Yep. Okay. I have the Silver Dog here. This is just one style of switch. I'm going to show you a couple different styles of switch. Okay. So what this one has is it has a spring that does not conduct electricity. This spring is to hold the battery up. Okay. So it keeps the battery into the positive post. And what happens is when you press the button, this spring collapses or presses down, and this screw in the bottom touches the base of your battery to complete the circuit. Okay, so that's one style of spring switch. Okay. Another style of spring switch would be like the 8W. Okay, we have a Delrin insulator, and it has a spring pressing the button down instead of the battery up. And when I press on it, you're going to see the screw head just barely come above that Delrin to make contact. So the base of the battery rests on the Delrin, and when you press the button, it comes up and makes contact with your battery. Okay? So that's two styles of spring switches. Now I'm going to grab a side switch. You cannot use magnets that I've seen work in a side switch. Okay.
I actually haven't seen one either. That doesn't mean they're not out there.
This is a Smoke Natural, and when I press this side button here, you're going to see a little pin come down and touch this pin that goes down into the base cap. And it makes a connection that way. Okay, and let me put my bottom cap on if I can get it to catch threads. There we go. This is the Smoke Magneto.
That's a solid mod, man.
This is a great mech for people to start with. Now, how the Magneto works is there's no springs at all in it. You have two opposed magnets that repel each other. So I'm going to press the button in, and you're going to see right there where my finger is, when I put this close to it, that button just popped out. Okay, so there's an air gap in between it. There's no magnets to or there's no springs to weaken or anything like that. And when you press up, it's a nice fluid press.
What happens is
Poldiac does have a magnetic side switch, but that's the top switch, so I don't really count that.
Well, anyway, the thing with the magnets is it's a smooth switch, and it's just never going to run out. 20 years from now, it's still going to operate the same exact way it operates right now.
Thunderhead is apparently a new viewer for me. He hasn't realized that I say button and cotton. Like, I'm a Mid-Atlantic person. This is how everybody talks in the Mid-Atlantic. Sister Creepy, I'm not getting... Yeah, I have a hard U, too. The I becomes similar.
Similar.
Yes, similar. I feel like I should be doing this.
It's almost a Canadian thing you got going on.
I don't say A, and I don't say boot. So let's talk about it.
I say A. But I'm only an hour and a half from the border, so. Now I'm building a single coil right now on this Eco Wall that I have. I twisted some 28 gauge.
I'm going to make you big.
So I twisted some 28 gauge up. And I got a 3/4 wrap on the twisted 28 on the Eco Wall. I'm going to try it. This is unprecedented. I've never used Eco Wall. But what the hell? I'm going to try it right now. I'm going to throw it on the Igo W4. This is a great dripper, folks. This is the Igo W4. If you can get over the fact that I'm going to put it together for you, and I'm going to show you what it resembles. And I'm going to let you use your imagination. If you can get over the fact that it resembles what it resembles, it's a great build deck. And actually, I was checking out, you say AJ, I was checking out AJ's he's got the W4s on his site, and with the code, I believe they were like $12 and some odd cents. Something like that. No way. It is hands down one of the best drippers out there for a decent money.
Eco Wool is generally hollow.
Yes. And it's a silica, and I'm pretty against silica, but I know that there's people out there that use it. So I'm gonna throw a build on here. I'm gonna give a shout out to the Team Single Coil.
You're coming over to the dark side, my friend.
The Pinoy boys over there on the West Coast.
What makes the W4 better than the W2?
Well, first of all, is the W2 set up for dual coils, or is it just a 2-post?
The W2 is a 3-post. It's the W3 that's a 4-post, but the W4 is a 3-post.
Right.
It's the whole Chinese lunch menu thing. They don't really understand how numbers work.
Do you want me to explain to you why the W4 is the better dripper? Because I can do that right now. And actually, it goes with what I was just showing you with the flared out penis head look. And I'll show you why when I get the cap on this. I'll show you why. Now, those of you that drip know...
I go L as the 2-post.
Yeah, the L. Those of you that drip know that dripping while driving is not easy.
The W3 is a 5-post.
Right. That's the funky looking one that's all like ribbed for her pleasure.
But it's really easy to build quad coils on. It's
Yeah.
even easier. Well, it's the easiest to build octo coils on. Now, when we start, while he's doing this, when we talk about multiple coils, I'm going to make you small again, Green Man.
Okay.
Okay. That thing down there below me that I'm going to flash right now. Okay, so if you take 2 1-ohm coils, you now have a 0.5 build. If you take 4 1-ohm coils, you have a 0.25 build. If you take 8 1-ohm coils, you have an exploding battery.
Now, the W3 also, you don't have to... isn't it set up so they don't need to be wired in series? You can actually do separate coils going to separate negative posts, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
You can set up quads that way. Octos, you have to share 2 per negative post. It's got 1 positive and 4 negative posts.
This is a twisted. This is twisted 28 gauge on the Equal Will, and it ohmed out at 0.48. Can you see it? So 0.48. Now, when I put this cap on here, I will show you why that, in my opinion, the actually 0.48 is a fairly average build as far as like sub-Bowman and dripping. That's not really that radical. So I'm going to throw this on my Magneto, and I'm going to show you why I got so much love for the W4 and its penis head flared outness. Now, when you're driving, you can see now with a normal dripper, you can either just go right down the, you're going down straight onto the medium. With this, with the flared top, you can actually take your juice bottle and you can go around the outside because of the flared out inside.
And that
you can actually...
That gives you more options for your wick placement, too.
Yeah, it just... You just... Boy, this Equal Will is really absorbent.
Yeah. It'll suck it up, but it'll mute it just a bit.
What?
Just a bit. It's not horrible.
Ooh. Hot juice.
Does AJ have a code? Why don't I post this in here again? AJ normally has extremely low prices anyhow.
Yeah.
But in support of our show, he has actually came up with a coupon code and a complete separate page for us that has like...
I'll have to go check that out.
Yeah, it's pretty slick what he did there. AJ,
yeah, that was nice. Yeah, he is. He's a really nice guy. Well, this is a new experience on a dripper for me. I got a hot leg.
Yeah. I have never shopped at Vape Happy, unfortunately. I'm sorry. Thunderhead, I put it in at the beginning of the show. You should be here when we hijack the channel. We take over. It's a forceful takeover. We are the resistance. Hey, Vaping Gal Philly, how you doing?
I'm going to give this sucker a vape. It'll be my very first vape on EcoWill.
Be careful on the
unprecedented here.
Be careful
unprecedented, I tell you. On the
Yep.
EcoWill.
Yeah, be careful on the long hit.
I can already tell I like cotton better anyway. First hit, I can tell cotton's even better. Right?
I'm doing good. You see what I mean? It's not horrible. It's just not.
It's not. It's not horrible. It's just it's not cotton.
Right.
I could see the appeal. It looks to me like it actually maybe holds a little more liquid.
It's more resilient than cotton. You don't change it as often.
Yeah.
Now, if you're going down that route, though, you want to go with Ready X Wick. I like Ready X Wick, and I don't at the same time. I'm a Jenny user. Jenny. My dripper gets put on my Pro Vari. That'll tell you how little I drip. Okay? So, I'm used to building on, here come all the jokes. I'm used to building on rigid material. XCP-116 Ready X Wick is not rigid. And yes, I have shoved paper clips up it and all that stuff. And I wind up basically strangling the wick or having hot spots because it's lifted off the wick and all that. Now, so in my tanks, I know people have been successful at it. I don't like it in my tanks, but on my drippers, it's awesome. It doesn't mute the flavor for me. What it does is it pops the low-end flavors. So like the creams, the really light flavors, it really makes them stand out and pop.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the cotton.
Lusher Man, I might have to do that. Do a nano coil and thread it into the Ready X. That would be awesome. A Jenny is a Genesis atomizer. It looks like that. They have the wicks up top, right under the top cap. The tank below it with a wick that goes down into the tank with an air hole in the top cap. It's a Genesis style tank. A lot of people call them Jennies for short. And it's not J, it's G.
Genesis. It's nice to see that the center post Genesis though.
I have not got around to the Tricolor Dragon coil. I've been working on a different coil that one person has tried and loved it. I'm intentionally creating hotspots in a controlled environment on a coil that's a micro coil to get it to heat up faster. Once I get it perfected, I will share it with the world.
You're intentionally creating hotspots?
Uh-huh. No, screw it. Since we're in the rebuilding chat, I'll talk about it a bit. What I did was I went out and bought, right here behind me, I needed some little Allen keys. These are little Allen keys. And I looked at the bigger ones and I went, huh, if I put a kink in, that'll create a hotspot. But it's not a big enough kink to make a major hotspot. It's just going to heat up the wick. So I'm making hex coils. It's a micro coil that heats up like a standard coil.
But your corners and the hex are going to heat up first.
Yeah, the corners and the hex heat up first. It heats up from the inside out, But you know how there's a ramp time on a micro? No ramp time. It's ramp time out the window because of the hot spotting on it.
Gonna have to try that. That sounds interesting. I'll have to build one of those this week. What size hex key you using on it?
Right now, I'm playing with a 3/16. Get in the camera. It's the one there by my finger.
Yeah.
It's a decent size. You can't go too small, otherwise it becomes round with the springiness of the wire.
Right.
And going too big, the hot spots become really, really apparent. Really,
you know
really
how you
fast.
could. You know how you could do away with the wire coming out of shape because you're using a too small of a hex key.
By the time I annealed it, when I annealed my wire, it got too brittle and got work hardened and snapped.
Well, just try heating it up before you take it off the hex key.
I didn't think about doing it before I took it off, but then that's going to throw it out of... You have to use a shit ton of pressure to get it to hold the hex shape.
Well, what you would have to do is... let me show you right there. Actually, same way I build my...
You would burn the wire, and then you would wrap it, and then you would heat it on there. But
no, actually, I wouldn't heat it until you were getting ready to pull it off, and that way it would even be less brittle, but it would still hold. Now, you should be able to get a pair of pliers on it when you have it on here.
I would actually love a computer-controlled kiln, but not for vaping. I'd love it for my pottery. Yes, I could do the scene from Ghost. I'm in touch with my feminine side.
My wife likes the pottery.
Pottery's awesome. It's so relaxing. I haven't been able to throw pots in a while, though.
You don't want to throw pots. It's too expensive.
That's what it's called when you're making them, dude. When you put that slab down and you start forming it, it's called throwing.
Alright, so I just pulled on this. I got on each end on my pliers here. I got the thing there. I'm going to try to pull this tight and see how that works.
While he's doing that, that reminds me I found something great for sub-owners. Or rebuilders in general. On Amazon.
What is it?
I'll put a link in the room.
Yeah. With the 28 gauge, it's just going around.
See what I mean?
I wonder if 32 gauge would work better.
I've been working it with 30. Okay. There are 13 of these left. Please leave me one. All I'm asking for is one. Okay? This is an add-on order for Amazon, so all you Amazon Prime people out there, it's $4 for 2 locking forceps, hemostats.
Oh, nice.
$4.31 if you're a Prime member, free 2-day shipping when you add it on to another purchase. Sea Monkey
Nice.
goes, write down the date, Nitro discovers the roach clip. I've known about them, but normally they're kind of pricey. They're normally like $7 a pop.
You know what you got to do when you go to the doctor? You got to look around in the doctor's office and you can find them. Pocket those sons of bitches. Yeah, it just went round on me because of the...
Yeah.
I'm like, you ever see that movie, the Leprechaun?
Yeah.
Where they throw the shoes at him and he has to stop and shine the shoes.
Mm-hmm.
I can't leave a microcoil even if I'm not going to use it. Like, I knew I wasn't going to use this microcoil. I can't leave a microcoil unfinished. It's like shoes for a leprechaun. I'll never use this thing, but it's sexy. The doctors are. Yeah, people don't generally use roach clips anymore anyway. Nowadays, the kids are making the butane hash.
But we don't talk about that on Nova. So, next order. They're not roach clips, they're hemostats for rebuilding.
They are. They're hemostats for rebuilding. Well, you know, I went through the illness that I had there, where I had all the surgeries. So every time I would go in to get like checkups from the surgeons or whatever, the surgeons leave those stuff all over. They leave it all over their office. They're not like a regular like family practice doctor or whatever.
Right.
They got those freaking things all over the office. Every time I went, I left with 2 of them in my pocket.
Nice.
So I have an overabundance of those things.
Not like you weren't paying for them in the end, though.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I had enough surgeries in 1 year to put his kid through college. Just put it that way.
Nevin, that's $4 or $5 for one, and it's a 10.5 inch one. Can you imagine trying to build with 20 inches of? Yeah, this is half the price for 5-inch ones, so you can work it like a normal coil.
The 5-inchers are only half the price, ladies.
Okay, so what are we talking about?
I don't know. We got some more questions? We got 45 more minutes or so.
Hemostats are good for holding coils tight while torching. They're also good for pulling wire. They're also good for securing wire to center posts. They're also extremely... You can use them for anything you could use tweezers for, but 100 times more effective.
Gotta race. I don't drink. I'm not a drinker. But you can buy me ice. You can buy me water or iced tea.
Those are an awesome helping hand. It's only $9. The Octopus Helping Hands.
My wife does. My wife makes jewelry. She bought those. She really likes them.
Three-man your juices, the Bomb Diggity. We have only the best sponsors below us here. We have potentially 2 more sponsors with coupon codes. No giveaways. We don't want giveaways. We want content.
Yeah.
How does a drip tip material affect the cloud formation? Is Delrin or glass better than stainless due to the insulative rather than absorbent of heat? Drip tip material is very much personal preference. Now, it does definitely affect the feeling of the vape. I'm not so sold on it affects the cloud production or anything like that. I normally vape off of stainless steel. It doesn't get super cold in the winter like aluminum does very quickly, but it will withstand and help heat up the vape from like a sub-ohm. Part of the reason I sub-ohm is I like the heat.
Yeah.
Like for me, it would go flavor, heat, clouds. You know, the heat is one of the most important parts to me, because if there's a difference between, just giving you an example, there's a difference between that and that. If I can't feel the vape going in, if I don't feel the warmth, I'm not getting my fix. Some people chase the throat hit. I chase the mouth feel.
Yeah. I like that velvety feeling. You know, that thick, just that. You know, and here's the thing, like, you know, sometimes you get different flavor notes out of a juice when you heat it up.
Exactly.
You know? There's juices that are better but vaped cold. I have some. I think your tardier vapes, like I think I just saw somebody mention something about the limeberry tart or whatever, Tiny's limeberry tart. That's something I like to have a little cooler. You know, that's something I would run in the K-Fun at a point, like the K-Fun I have it wrapped at a 0.9. So
one of the ones I like. Wick and wire to buy. Ready X is too high. Okay.
That's highly personal.
Yeah, Purple Easy. Let's start off. What device and what atomizer are you using? Because depending on what you're using, that answer varies quite drastically.
Yeah. Yeah, it depends on your equipment.
For example, I'm using stainless steel cable with XS18 on this. That setup would never work on this. It's physically impossible.
Yeah. I guess to answer a question like that for somebody, I guess to put it in layman's terms, is just, you know, you don't have to spend a lot on this stuff. Try cotton. Cotton's cheap. It depends on what you're vaping out of. I don't know. I mean, you can always fall back. I remember even back when I was building. You remember back before we actually even met?
Q-tips.
Smokey had mentioned.
I remember when you were picking Q-tips.
Do you remember? Like, I was using the cotton on my VB Nova.
Yeah.
So I love cotton from way back. It's so cheap. So Nitro's going to tell you mesh and stainless because he's a Jenny user. It's a highly personal thing. That's part of the beauty of becoming a vapor. Is there's so many different alleyways that you can go down. There's, you know, you have people that like you that like the Genesis, and I love the Genesis until I tried a dripper.
Yep.
Now I'll never go back. I haven't used a Genesis atomizer. I don't even remember the last time.
And the main reason I don't like a dripper is I vape, I fill. I vape, I fill. I vape, I fill. A Jenny, I fill it, I vape for hours, then I fill it.
Well, that's why now I have the K-Fun.
What size mesh do I use? When I do a mesh build, I use 400 for everything. That's a very personal choice. The math you're looking for is the lower numbers wick thicker juice better, the higher numbers wick thinner juice better.
Yeah. Some will even argue that the higher numbers hold the juice better too, especially if you're using a stainless rope for a wick.
Ooh.
So.
Okay, this will not affect Bash, as Bash is actually outside of Chicago, but there's a possible city council vote for the e-cigarette usage ban in Chicago. Martin has put that into the room. The update from 113, the ordinance passed committee with a vote of 15 in favor, 5 opposed. The next step is to vote full city council. They expect it to occur on the next council meeting, which is Wednesday, January 15th. The call to action is still active, and we ask that members continue to call and email the aldermen. The city council meets at 10 a.m. in the council chambers, City Hall, and that's on 121 North LaSalle Street in Chicago. They're still trying to confirm the details, but it appears that the city of Chicago once again is deliberately failing to provide advance notice in an effort to eliminate opposition to the ordinance. They did the same thing in December.
Yeah.
Basically, anybody that's local, they urge all vapors to attend and testify. We have not been, they have not been able to confirm the details, but the understanding is likely they'll proposed legislation will regulate e-cigarettes to be sold behind the counter. Okay. Ban sales to minor. We're actually in favor of banning sales to minor. Nobody wants kids using e-cigarettes.
No.
Prohibit distribution of product samples. That's a very, very bad thing. And it's not because we're out just like, here, you don't smoke, try it. That's, I walk into a brick and mortar and I can't taste their juice before buying it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so that's why that's a bad thing. Subject e-cigarettes to the Clean Indoor Air Act. Prohibit vaping wherever smoking is prohibited. Now, that is actually extremely horrible for vapors. Secondhand smoke is more dangerous than firsthand smoke, yet we get corralled out with all the fucking smokers inhaling all their goddamn secondhand smoke, even though we're trying to reduce our tobacco harm.
Well,
good.
Yeah, I don't know as though you're going to be able to stop ban in public buildings and stuff like that. I don't see it happening.
We actually have the science to prove it, though. It's the sad part. And
yeah, but I think they're going more. You can come back at them with that. They're just going to come back at you with, it's not a good example.
Okay.
You know?
I'll use the same defense I said all the time about the New York, but people could get confused. It looks like smoking.
Yeah.
Hang on,
yep.
hang on. Let me try this again. I've done it 100 times.
And I'm just playing devil's advocate here. Don't get me wrong.
It's not working. Why the fuck is this shit not working? And how the fuck does this look like a cigarette? If you can confuse this with a fucking cigarette, we should ban everybody from drinking water. It's a hell of a lot easier to confuse water with vodka than it is to confuse this with a fucking cigarette. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think any ban is a bad idea. That's a stupid thing to happen. But the thing is just to play devil's advocate, they're going to come back with that stuff. That's what the people are going to come back with.
Yeah, I know.
And here's what it is. Here's the bottom line. Until it starts putting money into their fucking pockets, they're going to keep coming back with that shit.
Yeah.
Once they get this industry regulated and figure out how to tax it, and they start getting the money in their pockets, then all of a sudden you're going to hear everybody just going to shut up about it. You know what I mean? So right now it's the Wild West out there, guys, but it's not going to be for long. And then there's just nothing that anybody can do about that. And here's the thing that gets me is when they start doing that, when they figure out how they're going to tax it and they start applying those taxes and everything, you know who's going to end up paying that is the vapors, not even the vendors. The vendors are going to charge the taxes on it. The vapors are going to pay those taxes, and that's the way it's going to be. I hate to say it, but
now I wish I could say our government had our best interests in mind, but
they never have.
Let's go down this path here. They instituted the sin tax. That's not syntax like coding syntax. That's S-I-N like I'm going to hell tax. Okay? They instituted the sin tax on cigarettes.
Yeah.
Because it was such a bad thing and it was costing the government so much money because it was so unhealthy in healthcare because the government pays for my healthcare. Don't get me fucking started on Obamacare, okay? So anyhow, yeah, technically e-cigs are banned on Oklahoma highways. This is how stupid these fucking regulators are. So anyhow,
well, what the fuck is Tucker gonna do?
Well, there's an enforcement issue. It's technically illegal to do a lot of things a lot of places. In Pennsylvania, if you're passing another car, you're actually supposed to shut down your car, completely disassemble the engine and honk the horn, and then reassemble the car and start it over.
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody do that on the fucking turnpike. That's still in law. There's just no enforcement for it.
You know, in South Dakota, you know, if more than 3 Native Americans walk abreast down the highway, down the sidewalk, it's actually considered a war party and you can shoot them. You know that?
But yeah, it's illegal to pump your own gas in New Jersey. Welcome to fucking stupid laws of America. And these people get paid to fucking make this stupid shit. Okay, so back to the point about the sin tax. Everybody knows how much cigarettes cost. In my area, it's like $6 a pack. Up where Green Man is, it's like fucking $15 a pack.
I was behind a guy the other day, paid $11 for a pack of cigarettes. $11 fucking dollars. I was like, oh my god. And here's the reality: what if this guy smokes 2 packs a day? At the very least, he's going to walk into the same store on the way to work tomorrow and spend another $11.
Now, everybody hearing that is going, well, Big Tobacco's making all this fucking money off of them. You ready? Regardless of what state you're in, Big Tobacco gets about $1 per pack of cigarettes, approximately. The rest of it goes to the local and state governments.
And they can live on that $1 because they sell over 1 million packs a fucking day.
But what's hurting them is, while the number of smokers is staying the same, e-cigarettes are actually stunting its growth, which is stunting... No, I didn't vape in the helicopter. That was him.
Somebody I know did.
Somebody you know?
Somebody I know did.
Somebody you know. I've seen the fucking video.
You should play it. Go to my YouTube channel and grab it and play it for him.
But yeah, so right now, all they're getting is their 6%. So if you take 6% of, let's say, a bottle of juice, costs you $10, and it lasts you as long as a pack of cigarettes. I hate saying that, but let's assume a bottle of juice lasts you the same amount of time as a pack of cigarettes, and you're paying $10 for it. We all know none of that's completely true.
Then you're vaping a lot of juice.
They're making 60 cents instead of making $10, $11, $14. It's purely academic. They want their fucking money.
Yeah. And that's all it's going to boil down to with vaping, too. That's all it's going to be. Mm-hmm. You hear all these people all the time with their bullshit fucking, did you hear that the FDA is going to do this and the FDA is going to do that? Joe Bob from up the street intercepted an email from the FDA and blah, blah, and blah, blah. It's all horse shit. They just want to get paid. As soon as they get paid, they're going to leave us the hell alone.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all there is to it. They don't ban cigarettes. You know how many people a year cigarettes kill? 500,000 people a year die from cigarettes.
Cigarettes?
That's just the ones that die. We're not talking about the ones that are getting sick or the kids that are sitting in the car with their parents puffing a pack of cigarettes on the way home. They're getting bronchitis and getting sick. Do they ban them? No, you can walk in any fucking gas station from here to Timbuktu and buy a pack of cigarettes.
Yep.
You know, so the FDA is not interested in our health. They're interested in getting paid.
Mm-hmm. And FDA doesn't do their own studies. You know who does their studies?
Yeah, they farm them out.
Big pharma is they pharma them out. PHA.
Yeah, they farm them out. Yeah.
Yeah. So pharma is our biggest enemy in this whole thing. Big Tobacco, honestly, is not a huge concern for us. They have pulled some dickhead moves, but they're small beans compared to pharma.
I love Big Tobacco. I love blue e-cigs. I love these shitbox things that are people going to spend $20 on. Because here's the thing.
They make everybody aware.
They're gonna go. They're gonna buy those things, and then they're gonna look into it a little further, and they're going to go, oh, this, you can buy juice like this, you can buy juice like that. So we'll let Big Tobacco sell their blues, let their lawyers fight the battle so they can sell their blues. And then after the people get sick of paying for them things and realize that they're not really good enough to help them quit, and they come over to us anyway. I love blue. I would kiss blue right on the lips.
And Big Tobacco, for the most part, looks at us as they would look at like a high-end cigar shop or a high-end pipe shop. Yeah. That's what we are. We're the hobbyists. We're the... Everybody in this room that's using a mod pretty much is... I'm going to steal this right from what BSP says over on Vape TV. We're the 1% that regular e-cigarettes did not work for.
Yeah.
We needed something more.
Yeah. So. Well, plus it just becomes such a hobby.
Oh,
I mean, it really does. I mean, it takes your fucking life over. When you start vaping, I mean, I started vaping, I started mixing my first month. I turned it into a complete career. You know? And I get to do this shit. I get to do juice all day, and then I get to spend the rest of my days building and talking about it. I'm vape from the time my eyes open until they close. I love it. You got people like Joe. You got like shows like Mod Envy. People like Joe. They help people get deals out there. You know, people that just they don't really know where to search. They can find these places like Joe's blog site and shows like this and shows like Mod Envy, and they can take it a little bit further. And then the next thing you know, they're right in on it. It's a hobby. They're like us. All these people, they're sitting here watching this vape show. Why? Because they're vape nerds.
Chunk, for the best deals, you have to Google best deal -e-cigs. It'll take you to White Cloud. I'm sure of it. They have great prices. They sell like 510 auto batteries for like $80 with like 900 milligram nicotine.
Holy shit. That's a good deal.
No, it's all joking aside. White Cloud, about a year ago, we had to have like a major out with them because they were providing like, what was it, 54 milligram nic.
Yeah.
And that's what they were suggesting people to go to, 54 milligram nic. Hey, William.
Hey, William, what's up? You got, there's just look at the amount, think about when we started vaping. You know what I mean? There was it wasn't unheard of to pay $120 for an Ego kit.
No, not at all.
It was normal. What a fucking ripoff! For another $80, you can get a Caravella or a Poliac. You know what I mean? Like, it's ridiculous. Yeah, Joe, I paid $110 for my first Ego kit. It's ridiculous.
My second Ego kit, I was lucky. I got it from Mad Cat Slam there for $25. Well, it wasn't a kit; it was just a battery. But
you know what I say? I don't give a flying fuck about the FDA. They're not going to do anything. I wish people would stop talking about it. All you guys are doing is giving them. All they got to do is come to a place and look at all the shit that we say about ourselves, and they can turn around and use it against us anyway. It should be like Cosa Nostra. Keep your fucking mouth shut. Don't say nothing. Don't talk about the FDA. Don't talk about shit.
Oh God, Green Man's turning into Smokey.
Just fucking vape. Fucking shut your mouths.
Green Man's like, I'm up here in New York. I got my boys. They're gonna come down there and break your legs if you talk about the FDA.
Just shut up about it. People make themselves sound like morons when they're talking about it. If the FDA knew what they were going to do, they'd have already done it. They don't even know.
And that's actually a funny story because back when the whole FDA thing started, the FDA, like FDA e-cig thing, FDA had no idea about bottled juice. What they were going to regulate was pre-filled cartomizers.
Yeah.
Our good friends over at AMSA are the ones that educated them about bottled juice.
Yeah.
And it's been yet to be determined if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Oh, I've learned the process, Chuck. I live it. Yeah. They don't know what they're doing. They can't find any evidence. All they got to do is come into a vape chat room. They'll get plenty of it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right.
To me, it's just...
Questions have slowed down. Let's get some questions up now that we're done talking about the regulation shit.
Let's go with the questions.
How are babies made? Babies
Stick
are
the
made...
P into the G. The P goes in the G.
It's just like PG and VG. It's kind of like DIYing. You can watch Mandy's show and learn how you can mix the P with the V. And there's a lot of shaking involved and some slapping. She slaps her juice.
She slaps it?
Yeah.
See, I always give it the extra dash of love. The extra dash of just the, you know, it's like that last final thrust.
Texas girl, there's something if you're opposed to the P, there's another path you can go down. You can put the V with the V, and we won't get into that.
You can bump V's. You can do whatever you want. You can bump the V's.
There's people that vape 100% VG all the time. There's people that vape 100% PG.
I'm all for bumping the V's.
Are we really going down this with associating how to make babies with making juice?
Well, you know, there's a lot of love that goes into juice. A lot of love goes in there. You know, you pour your heart and your soul into some of these juices. Sometimes it's a little messy. Sometimes, you know, you get a little on ya.
X Mike X, yes, it can be, depending on the battery you're using, depending on the mod you're using, depending on how you made the coils. A 1.2 microcoil will almost always vape better than a 1 ohm regular coil. Almost always.
So you got PF Flyer there. He or she's been eyeing the P and the G. So obviously they got a three-way thing happening. I just want you all to be aware. I'm getting ready to hit my Valkyrie right now.
X Mike X, there is no two coils that are built exactly the same ever.
It's just like we were talking about earlier. Coil building is personal.
Yeah.
I use the microcoil with the ribbon.
Well, no.
I make a ribbon microcoil.
He said they were both built the same way. If they were both built the same way, they would be the same ohms. So taking that wrap off, you might have put a lift in, trying to get it to the post. If you put a lift in, it's going to adjust the way it heats. That's just an example. Without seeing the rig to tell you what the difference between the two coils is, it's hard to tell you why. And again, it might not be the coil. It might be the mod. It might be the battery. Like, I can go lower on this, and I probably will, but right now with the setup I got in this, I like how it's heating.
It's you got to toy around with stuff, folks.
Yep.
I mean, that's what it is. That's part of like becoming a builder. Is, you know, you'll be flipping through Facebook one day and you'll see this coil and you go, oh, I want to try this coil, and you'll try it. You might love it. My microcoil, my ribbon microcoil, was born from the afterbirth of the Tin Man. Now, I said to myself, instead of having to go back over the joints where the ribbon coil meets, just overlap the ribbon coil. You're getting more heat, more burn. Bam! My favorite coil that I use and everything I have was born. Found it completely by accident.
And Mike, you never stop learning. Once you start building, yeah, you're going to get it till it's good enough and vape it. But every time you make a coil, you're going to find it's just like being a race car driver. You go from scrubbing off seconds to scrubbing off tenths of a second. The little tiny bit you improve it each time makes it that much better. My first coil was absolute shit. Green Man's first coil was absolute shit. In the beginning, you have absolute shit coils.
Yeah.
It happens. And I don't care if you're with, you know, Yoda of fucking coil making. Your first coil is going to be fucking shit. Or it might be, in your first 10 coils, you're going to have that one magical coil that just works really fucking perfect, and you chase that the rest of your life.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I build a lot of coils, and sometimes I build a shit coil. Sometimes I'll do a build, and I find like 10 minutes later, I'm ripping it apart and doing it over again.
X Mike X, also from watching vids, make sure you notice the date on them. Okay? Here, let me get a screen region added in here. Haha! I can do it this way.
To answer your question earlier, while he's doing that, I'll answer the question. Somebody asked me, I forget what it was, the juice that I'm most proud of. I'm proud of all of them. I'm proud of all of them. I just love what I do. That's it. I love it. I get up every day, I come into the shop, and I do this. How can you go wrong?
Okay. Add screen region.
Yeah, I got Tiger coils in this build I did today, actually. Smaller. I used 30 gauge, and I used 30 gauge round wire and 0.5.
So that's
ribbon.
a fairly clean coil there in the middle. That's a fairly old coil, though. So that's what the coils used to look like back in the day. That used to constitute a good working wick. Any of us nowadays would laugh at that wick.
That's very spaced out. It's all uneven. It's like looking at a lumpy.
Look at how many wraps are going around that U-wick. Like, make sure you're looking at the date they were posted, because a month in vaping is like a year in any other industry.
Yeah, it really is. It's funny sometimes. It's funny. Sometimes I'll go to bed, I'll wake up the next morning, and something new has happened that night.
Like, this is a more modern coil. You can see how it's wrapped better.
Yeah.
Still not the most modern, but we're getting there. This is a really old school coil. Check out how many wraps are on that, and none of them are touching.
Yeah, that's crazy. What the hell is that? It's like a 0.25 or a 2.5 or something.
That used to be what constituted a fucking awesome coil.
Well, they bumped their damn heads is what they did.
Yeah, check out that wick. I can't make it fit. Let's just bend the wick in half so that it never wicks again.
Or that's the old that's the old fancy trick of getting rid of the hot spots, isn't it? Isn't that the lazy way to get rid of hot spots?
Well, no, they didn't bend the wire, they bent the wick. Check out all the lifts off of the wick here. Those are old school wicks. This is what we used to have to deal with. We've since got it a lot more scientific.
Well, I don't know if it's more, I guess it's scientific. I don't know.
Like, here's a more modern wick with flat ribbon wire. That's actually ribbon and 28, it looks like.
Ribbon is just a shit. I use ribbon and everything.
Mike X Mike, the difference between a micro and a nano coil. Every micro and every nano coil will have all the coils touching all the way across it. Okay? Everyone will have that. The difference between a micro and a nano is highly debated, but it basically comes down to size. Nobody can really define where it stops being a micro and becomes a nano, but basically micro coil, nano coil.
Yeah.
It's all about the size of the coil.
Well, I mean, the microcoil changed vaping.
Yeah. Because 6 months ago, if you had asked us, we would say never let your coils touch. That's going to create a short. So.
Yeah, that's just an example of what we were just saying. Everything changes. We should have known, actually, sat back and thought about the microcoil and thought about it for a second and realized that it would have worked because it's just one big piece of wire, basically.
Right.
You know? So.
What gauge ribbon wire do you like to use? I use 0.8 by 0.1.
Yeah, me too. I like the point. Now, I did just order, or actually, we're going to be ordering in the next couple of days some 0.9. I'm going to try that. It's a little thicker. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But I tend to stick with the 0.8. What are you asking? What are you asking Chunk if something's FDA approved for? He's not even in this country. he's not FDA approved. He's got to get a green card to come over here in April.
PF Flyer, okay. PF Flyer hasn't heard of that before. I'm going to grab a couple spools here and show you the difference between ribbon and round. This is the normal round Kanthal I use. It's wire. It's like fishing line. Okay. On ribbon, you have the width and the height. If you notice when I turn it this way, it like goes away because it's 0.1 millimeters wide or tall by 0.8 millimeters wide. This is about the equivalent to 28 gauge. About. But it creates a lot more surface area because instead of having a finger, you have a hand. Everything's flattened down.
Yeah. Now I'm going to try, actually, I'll try to pull up, get you to, so you can see this ribbon micro that I do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Exactly what Zen said. The current in a microcoil is the same whether they touch or not.
Yes.
Back 6 months ago, no one understood that. We understand that now.
Well, you know, Nitro, tonight when we go to bed and when we get up tomorrow, there'll probably be a new coil.
Yeah.
And it goes back to what we were saying an hour ago. It's a highly personal thing. You know?
So will the resistance change in a microcoil as opposed to an open coil using the same length of wire because the coils are touching in the micro? In the same length of wire, no, unless you have overlaps. But that's getting really technical.
But you would have to have overlaps to get a proper microcoil out of ribbon.
Well, no. Like, I'm talking about round wire.
Oh, with round wire.
Yeah. If round wire overlaps, you get shorts, and it's ignoring part of the wire, so that part wouldn't count, and it would become a lower resistance. But that's way beyond that question.
they're talking about that Rip Trippers Tin Man. I found that to be so inefficient.
You also have to understand the heat up time too. From the time I press the button to the time the vapor starts coming off of my mod, and the amount of vapor comes off has to do with the wire temperature. It sometimes will take longer for certain wire to heat up versus certain other wire. If you have a lot of wire overlapping, there's more wire there to heat up.
Well, and it goes down to people are going down, they're building their microcoils with 24 gauge. I saw one of Tucker built one, but I think it was like 21 gauge. It was a fucking paper clip. You know, that's going to take some time to heat up. You know, so it's a balance. It's like a delicate balance, and it goes back to what we were just saying. Again, it's a highly personal thing. Maybe you want ramp up time. Maybe you don't want ramp up time. I hate ramp up time. I want to push the button and vape. You know, I want it there when I hit the button. So.
Yeah, Mike X Mike, if you have two uneven coils, you're going to wind up with a longer ramp up time because one coil's working harder than the other.
Yeah. You want them the same, and you kind of want to get them as close to the posts as possible. Or at least have them even with their length away from the posts.
Right.
You know, there's little things that you can do, and that's the art of building. There's little things that you can do that you'll get better at as you go along. You'll figure stuff out. You're not, you know, it's not rocket science. There's nothing difficult about it. It's not rocket science. It's, you know.
Where's Snowflex at? I haven't seen Snowflex in a while. Hey, Snowflex, how you been, bro?
Farm, actually, I mean, again, that goes to how you build your coil. You can build microcoils that heat up instantly.
Okay, since Snowflex hasn't seen me in a while, Snowflex, major upgrade if you can't tell.
Backseat.
Remember when I couldn't white out a screen?
Whiting out the screens.
Yes, Snowflex remembers me from when I was not on RBAs.
Where were you on, Cardos?
Cardos, the king of all tanks, the Vivinova.
Now, the Vivinova is an RBA.
No, it's a repairable.
Come on, it's rebuildable.
It wasn't designed to be rebuilt. We just kind of hacked that shit together.
I used the same Vivinova tanks for a year and a half, just rebuilding the thing. I never even had to get new rubber boot thing.
Joe, we're not going back to fish foam. I have bought stock in Lipton Pyramid tea bags.
Smokey's up in the house. What's up, Smokey? I even brought my, I brought my charger to work with me today. I don't usually do that.
Dude, I'm a 350 vapor. I never leave home without a charger, pretty much, or a shit ton of batteries.
Yeah.
Snowflex, I am still a 350.
Well, I've been here since 9 o'clock this morning, so I needed my gear.
Snowflex, this is a Silver Dog clone from H Cigar. It's a hybrid.
He's the first one that gets it.
This one's an Agatee. I'm still hung up on my Agatees. And this one is a This is a yeah. Silver Dog got cloned by H Cigar, and I'm the first one stateside that I know of to get it. It is awesome too. It's $350 only, which is the problem with it. I'm going to be doing a full review on it. Nolox doesn't lube your thread. It stops it from oxidizing. I don't know why you would need to lube your threads, but yeah, just clean them. I use pure grain alcohol and a piece of felt.
Yep.
Doesn't really lube it. It'll make it smoother because you're basically polishing it every time you screw it in and screw it out. Yeah, I use pure grain alcohol and felt to clean my threads.
So it's my understanding, now I'm going back in time here, but wasn't Noox, isn't that a conductive gel that will stop arcing?
Kind of.
But wasn't that what it was actually designed for? Just like a conductive, yeah.
It was designed to stop oxidization.
Yeah. Well, because all right, so it goes back to what we were talking about on this button earlier. Remember, on the button, there's that little bit of open spot in the switch that causes the arcing and it gets hot. So, Noox is a conductive gel. Wasn't even designed for this industry, but you know, yes, Noox is conductive. It is conductive.
You can use now if you want conductive. What they're saying there is dielectric grease. That definitely is conductive.
Yeah.
Nolox won't help you.
Petroleum jelly would be conductive.
Nolox won't help you with your voltage drop, where dielectric grease will.
I don't know anything about dielectric grease, but I know that Noox is. And I know that you can even conduct electricity with Vaseline if you want to.
You can conduct electricity with wood. It's how much resistance it adds to it, though.
Yeah. Astroglide might work. I can think of a lot better uses for Astroglide.
Rather than worry about all this stuff to put on your threads, unless you have something that's going to oxidize horribly, what I strongly suggest, and this will get you much more performance than putting any crazy shit on your mod, is cleaning it. Cleaning it will help a lot.
Yeah, clean it.
If you got black spots in your thread, felt cloth, cotton, paper towel, alcohol, it goes away, and it hits harder.
It does. It does.
If you put it in an ultrasonic cleaner, make sure you take out stuff that should not go in an ultrasonic cleaner, such as O-rings.
Ultrasonic cleaners are fucking great for everything.
Yeah. It's the solvent in there that might mess up the O-rings, though.
Don't use solvent. Just use a soapy water. You don't got to use the solvent.
Also, don't put any fucking regulated mod in an ultrasonic cleaner. That would be bad. No Provaries in fucking ultrasonic cleaners.
You know what regulated mods are used best for?
Meters?
Hitting people.
I don't know. My Provari, okay.
Oh, come on, the Provari.
I'm honestly a mechanical vapor, as you can tell. I still carry my Provari. You know why? The Provari never has a great vape day, but it equally never has a bad vape day. It's always just consistently good. It's the consistency I like off the Provari. I pick it up, I know what I'm getting.
It's a well-made Vamo.
No, it doesn't do variable wattage.
Oh, it doesn't? It's fixed?
It's variable voltage, it's not wattage.
Well, you know what I've been thinking about getting? What I've lately found myself highly attracted to? That Sidewinder.
I have two, oddly, the Zen Sidewinder.
Yeah, I've found I have visions of my cape on one.
Now, I kind of want to put the ZNA 20 on the side of the Sidewinder, so it would be like the tube, and then the ZNA. That would be awesome. I don't know how the fuck it would work, but it would be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking about, I'm getting ready to pull the trigger on one myself. I've been kind of hitting to the wife.
Our time here is done. It is coming up on the 9 o'clock hour. It goes fast, man.
Oh, yeah, it did go. It went fast.
Yeah, this song is by a band called Rehab, called Bartender. I'm checking with my co-host from Vapor's Voice. If he doesn't respond, though, we can keep rolling this one unless you have somewhere to be.
I got probably about another half hour. My wife actually went, she had to go to a pagan gathering. So. Now, what's this ZNA? What is this? It's going to be American-made DNA 20 or whatever?
It's a DNA 20 add-on for Zen 2 system, which the Sidewinder, even though it was out before the Zen 2, is a Zen 2 product, as it uses the same threads. I don't think the ZNA will work on it. Just from knowing how the ZNA works, I don't think it will work on the Sidewinder, but it would be awesome if it did.
Yeah. Oh, Vape Cowboy, you're a pagan too? That's how I got the name of that's my name of my company came from, because I follow Druidic path. I'm a mountain hippie.
I'm an agnostic. The ZNA 20 is longer. I've actually had a ZNA 20 in my hand, one of the prototypes. I didn't get to vape it. I didn't get to play with it that much, but I did get to hold it. Looking at Skype. What am I looking at? I don't see anything in Skype, CB. Last message in there is from Chunk.
Something about Bash.
Yeah, we're going to be at Bash.
I hope I can go. I hope it works out. Depends on a lot of things.
Okay. I don't know what... I'm logged into Skype. I just typed test into host chat. So I don't know what my Skype's doing, and I apologize for that. That's easy enough to do, though. So, everybody that can't read chat, coming up on Wednesday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, Naked in the Woods with Cigar Babe on Nova Broadcasting is pleased and proud to present the House of Hybrids ZNA launch. This much market is... Sorry, I'm reading now. So, yes, Naked in the Woods, 10 p.m. Wednesday. The Zen, another hybrid maker, is making a non-hybrid mod that doesn't have battery rattle. Don't ask him if it has battery rattle. Just trust us, it does not have battery rattle. His unleashing the ZNA live on Nova.
Nice. Nice.
House of Hybrids didn't evolve. It has the it's basically a DNA 20 chip inside of it. No, it's not a 30 watt device. Zen has said if he could have got 30 watts, he would have. So, but that is really cool. And
when is that supposed to be coming out? The DNA 30. I keep hearing about it.
Maybe. You might have to follow Vapor Joe at vaporjoes.com or on Mod Envy on Saturday nights on Nova Broadcasting and find out when that's happening. We have some inside information, but We don't have a date yet.
That's something I might be interested in. The 30. The 20's not enough for me anyway.
I'm waiting for the DNA 500.
The DNA 500. I wouldn't mind seeing a DNA 60. That would probably be all right.
DNA 60 would be good.
Yeah. I mean, my normal vape wattage is right around 40, 45.
Yeah, and that would give you some room to grow.
Yeah. So if you wanted to go big, you can still go big. I mean, it's not going to be an 84 watt nose hit or anything, but
yeah, but that's not a normal all day vape.
no, that was just plain stupid. That's what that was.
No, I've seen those. I hope they turn out good, man.
Notice I haven't even done a nose hit. I haven't done one all week.
Still healing up.
No, I mean it's there. I just didn't want to. That was just a little much. 84.21 watts.
Oh, I have.
Did you get your other host to contact you?
Yep. So Vapor's Voice will be on tonight, but we're going to run this out for a while, and then Jared will be on with us at 10.
I got till about 9:30.
And I can keep it going till then.
That works. How many people we end up getting?
I don't know. I don't watch the numbers.
I don't even see the numbers. You used to be able to see them.
You still can.
No, I don't. How?
Right now we're at 129.
Ah, not bad. Second show, but we went 147 last week.
Yeah. We had a whole lot of hype going into that, though.
Yeah. Well, we deserve hype.
Bix Diesel, in order to vape at gigawatts, I would need a flux capacitor. And then I would have to make sure I'm not going at 88 miles per hour.
You end up back in 1951.
That could be a good thing, because I could introduce the e-cig then.
Yeah, imagine that. And it's not, and you could. The materials were available then.
The battery chemistries weren't.
No, but if you brought one back with you, they could reverse engineer it. And we'd be good.
Oh, wow. That will be much appreciated there, Jeff.
A prototype JC50 mods when you get them done. What are they? Tell us a little bit about them. What is the JC50? You know what's been catching my eye lately? That Ethro Enzonic clone.
They're pretty good, from what I've heard.
Yeah, it's been catching my eye. I've been reading about it, and I hear good things about it.
Mr. D can tell you how awesome the actual Enzonic is, and I gotta agree, they're a phenomenal mod for an actual Enzonic. Hey, Z Banner.
Hey, what's up?
So since we're past 9, everybody that's waiting to ask non-sub-ohming questions, feel more than free.
Yeah, we could probably answer those questions too.
Lenore Vape. Hi all, I just got an Aqua. I don't want a sub-ohm. What wrap for 1.8 30 gauge? First off, if you don't want to sub-ohm it, I wouldn't dual coil it. Okay? I haven't had a lot of luck dual coiling mine. I was actually talking about that at the beginning of the show. I got an H Cigar Aqua clone. Where I had a lot of luck with this was at 1 ohm single microcoil, offset it, and I ran the wicks over to the opposite side. so that it didn't flood. You on 30 gauge for 1.8, you'd be looking at what 6-7 wraps around a 564 drill bit, give or take.
I mean, you could come up with what'd she say she had? 28 gauge? Is that what, or he or she's
30 gauge.
10 wraps on each side, 10 to 12 wraps on each side should bring you up over an L.
10 to 12 wraps won't work well on this deck.
In a microcoil?
Won't work well on this deck.
How much space you got?
Hang on. She said on each side, CB. The Aqua is made for dual cooling.
I wouldn't use 28 gauge because the 28 gauge to bring it over for a dual coil, you'd have to have 12 to 14 wraps on each side.
Yeah.
I would use the 32 gauge and I would go 7 or 8 wraps on each side.
That's how much room you have.
Yeah. Go with your 32 gauge, 7 to 8 wraps.
Like I said, I would sing. So far, I've had more luck single coiling this than I've had dual coiling it. I just shoved the extra cotton down into the opposite side's wick hole. That's how I've had the most luck with it so far.
But isn't the Aqua supposedly set up for dual coil?
It is. That's why there's 4 juice channels. Yeah. I just haven't had a whole lot of luck with it.
How long have you had it?
That I've been working on it, I've put 4 different wick and coil setups in here so far. Yeah, this is the H Cigar clone.
That's the best quality shit out there, the H Cigar. As far as I can tell, I mean, if you're going to go with clones, this is the way to go.
Lenore,
that Nemesis, the Nemesis that I got is awesome.
It's absolutely beautiful looking, Lenore. It's very finicky. I will tell you, I do know that the juice flow controller on the top, the airflow controller moving the whole tank is extremely finicky. Okay? So take your time with it, don't get frustrated.
CB, the Nemi clone is just fantastic. Fantastic.
Maggio wants to know what the best cloud chasing rig on a RSST is. The best cloud chasing rig on an RSST is to buy a dripper.
Yeah.
I hate to say it that way. The RSST is a great Genesis. It is not a cloud chasing rig. It will give you an extremely good flavor. It's a extremely reliable tank. It's not made to be able to produce clouds. You have a plastic tank. Plastic tank doesn't take the heat.
Here's something I'm going to tell you. You can turn any Jenny into what we in the ERF like to call an auto dripper. You can do your coil. You can run the cotton down through there, down into the tank, and it does work. You get better flavor than you get. Yeah.
The only issue though is if they're making a true cloud chasing rig, it's going to overheat those O-rings and it's going to overheat that tank.
I disagree. That's where your airflow comes in. If you're going to decide to turn that machine into something like that, then you would drill a bigger air hole and that would cool you down.
Mr. D, you're a bit of a special case. I don't know. My personal opinion, not on the RSST, be happy with it when it's working good. It's a good dripper. It's like the Pro Vari. I never expect stellar performance out of it, but I never expect bad performance out of it.
But it's a workhorse, just like the Agate, right? I don't know, because I've never had an RSST. I've always stuck with the Agates. In fact, I have an Agate right here that I haven't even built. because I switched.
You can drill out the air hole. You can build up a Twisted 28 wrap on it. That's going to give you... Okay, this is a 2-3 wrap. Yeah, 2-3 wrap of Twisted 28 on an Agate. So you can definitely get clouds like this. Okay, 1/8 inch air hole is what I'm running on that right now. So, I guess it's theoretically possible, but if you really want to chase cloud, dripper.
Yeah, good dripper. Drippers are cheap. I mean, you can get cheap drippers.
I use XS18, which is a silica sleeving and stainless steel cable. I don't use mesh on it. Hey,
NZ. You must be from New Zealand.
Stainless steel cable, best place is eBay.
You know, actually, one of the best places to get stainless steel cable is at a farm and tractor store.
I only hesitate to say that because they sell galvanized cable there.
But they also sell
horrible.
Well, you don't want to inhale that galvanized cable, but the stainless steel cable that they have there is beautiful.
Make sure you torch the shit out of it.
Yeah, torch it first. Yeah.
I'm not just talking like a gentle torching. You want that whole bitch glowing red.
Yep. Tractor Supply. I mean, when I was running Jenny's, that's where I got all my stainless rope. Was right at Tractor Supply. I heated the shit up. Fucking worked great.
No flex.
The
XS,
there is no nylon in the center of the cable that you get it.
Some of them there are. Don't get the ones with the nylon in it.
Yeah, you got to get the marine grade one. They have it there. It's in the spools. It's right next to the one with the nylon, but they do have the one without the nylon cable.
It's hard to see, but this does have sleeving over it. No flex. Yeah. Yes, I have came an extremely long way. See, No Flex remembers me when I was on Cardos only.
Back when you were flavor deprived. Although, you know, Smokey sent me a Cardo. I can't remember what it was. I think it was a Vogue. It was a bridgeless. It's all right.
No, that's an atomizer.
Atomizer, whatever the hell it was. I don't know.
No Flex, I also rewound time. This will flip No Flex out.
What are you going to do? Screw a Cardo on there?
No. No Flex will know what this is.
What is that thing?
306.
Is it a 306?
Not the Vamo. What's on top of it? It's a 306 bridgeless Addy. I used to hate Addies too because I tried 510s. No, I didn't rebuild a 306. I wish I could rebuild a 306.
Chunk's got a hangout going.
Back in the day, I used to hate the drip Addies like that because I started on 510 with a bridge, and I had so much problems with it.
You're welcome, Blu-ray. Glad you like it.
Though, no flex, I am trying to chase down the Congestus.
What the hell is that?
Something you don't want to know about because you'll want one.
Why would I want one? I don't like congested stuff.
Okay. Everybody in the room, be prepared to have a massive chubby for this, and then cry when you find out how hard they are to get.
I'm all for a chubby.
Snowflex, you got a picture of yours?
Speaking of the 26650 mods, I want myself a Big Nasty. Did you see the Big Nasty?
Yeah, but Netflix, YouTube.
I want me a Big Nasty. 5,000 mAh, 30 amp battery. Come on. You just ordered a Big Nasty? If I hadn't just bought this Valkyrie, I would order a Big Nasty. But my wife would give me the Big Nasty.
Where the hell is your channel? Thank you. Okay.
Yo, so
I'm going to pop NoFlex's video up on the screen real quick.
Do it up.
This will give you an idea of what a fucking Congestus is, and then you'll understand why I want one, and then you'll look for one and cry.
I probably won't cry.
This is NoFlex up on the screen. Let me mute the music.
I'm going to have to turn it up so I can hear it.
That's fine.
Hey, that's...
very special
no shit.
product right
What the
here.
hell's going on, Mark? I didn't know that was you.
Quick look at one of my favorite mods, and that's the Congestus 26650. I've been putting this off for a while because I like this so much, and just didn't want to.
He is not a midget.
Kind of like review
Just
it because
saying.
I'm using it all the time, you know.
Now, are you still in New Hampshire?
This is made by Dirk. Call him Dirk. He's Velvet Cloud on Facebook, and
Boy, that's a
on the
fucking
forums.
big mod. Holy shit.
Look at that.
It's a 26650.
This is a one-of-a-kind engraving. Never seen
GG.
engravings like this in any mods.
Oh, I've actually watched this video before.
Fantastic
Yep, I have watched this before.
engraving. Number 9.
Now,
26650 batteries. I currently have two 26650s in here stacked. You know, pick it up. The bottom that is.
Yeah, we're in the deep freeze over here too, Mark. It's cold. I'm not that far from you, actually.
he's got dual 26650s in there.
Uses a GG style button. Bottom cap connection is all brass as well. Vent holes.
A little bit of crunchy threads there, though, Mark.
This is again one of my favorite mods, if not my
Jesus
favorite.
Christ. It's like a fucking $half.
Obviously, I don't use this mode for, you know, just going out and about, as it uses huge.
Yeah, I got a nerd boner.
I can vape on this for 2 or 3 days. You know, the way I vape, and be good.
Sister Creepy, that's bigger than any dildo I've seen.
That's like the 1970s Steely Dan.
Well, that is true, CB. I've never really been in the dildo shopping market.
Oh, they're wonderful for marriages. It makes stuff fun. They're just wonderful in general. Especially the glass ones. Those are really nice.
If they're getting a dildo much bigger than that, I'm sorry, I'm probably not doing them justice.
Never seen something like that.
I'll tell you what one of the best ones on the market is the Don Wand. It's got the G-spot simulator on one side.
Just a big mod that
it's
uses,
a fantastic machine.
You know, big battery or an 18650 big mod. No, this is two.
Get the rubber sheets out, baby.
26 650s, 8.1 volts, 3.8 ohms.
Okay, so that's a 2.8 ohm build. 2.8 ohm. 2.8. 2.8. I just have to stress that. Here, let me type it. 2.8. That was not a 0.28. It was a 2.8.
I think we got it. Well, why don't you say it one more time?
It's a 2.8. Give or take at 8 volts, yeah, because it was stacked 26 650s.
I think Sister Creepy's got a problem with the penis.
Yeah, that's okay.
No, that's okay. Well, that goes back to what we were talking about earlier, is bumping the vajee and the vajee. Nothing wrong with bumping a vajee.
So, that vape you were just seeing was only 22.8 watts.
Yeah. So it's still over a DNA.
Yeah, it's still over a DNA, but picture how much vapor was coming out to a 22 watt vape.
But Mark also knows how to lung hit. He knows how to hit. He knows how to hit the thing right. You know what I mean? That's, you know. It's for whatever reason.
They made a K-Fun top for that.
A K-Fun top?
Yeah. I'm moving it over so I can screen share it.
I don't mind the K-Fun. I have no problem with the K-Fun. I love my K-Fun. But I want more fucking air.
Okay. Just it uses K-Fun. I need to congest this first, Mark. I want to put an Agate on top of it and make it look like I'm running a dripper. Because I guarantee you, if I put an Agate on top of that, everybody would think it was a dripper.
Slick, I'm not going to drill mine with my hand. I'm going to go to a, you know, I need a, I'm not going to just drill a $120 Addy with my hand. I got steady hands, but I don't know. It's drill press material.
Dire Havoc, my name is not Joe. I do not buy really, really nice stuff and then put pro tanks on them. That's a Joe.
Well, although I don't know, he had that the Kraken.
He put that I built for him.
Yeah, but he still had the Kraken.
Do you know what he was vaping on the Poldiac before he had the Kraken?
What?
Like a CE4.
Yeah. He doesn't like to build.
It's a Pontiac.
I know it is. It's fucking sacrilege. I know.
Hang on. That would be like buying a Ferrari.
Yeah, I know.
And putting
fuzzy dice in front of the mirror.
No, because that wouldn't even change the performance of it. That would be like buying a Ferrari and running biodiesel through it.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Well, I mean, Joe, he's got to learn how to build. I don't know why he's not going to the classes with Smokey.
Joe is a busy man. He has a lot of stuff to do. I do know that.
Come on, it takes 5 minutes to build a tank.
Yeah, but he would have to go to that class.
Truck nuts on a Ferrari. Yeah, that's about right.
Okay, it's 9:30. I'm going to let you get out of here.
Yeah, I gotta get home. I want to go home and see my wife.
Alright, so everybody, be good to yourself, be good to each other, don't be an asshat. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
I'm going to take the stream down, I'm going to bring it back up, and then, yeah, that's what's going to happen. I'll talk to you later, Green Man, alright?
Alright, guys, take it easy, have a good week, see you next week.